Hello! I would like to have a nice little session here asking you one thing about blood. So I hope that doesn't freak you out. My question is, have you ever had blood in your mouth and you didn't want it to be there? So this happened to my little treasure last night, and we had a really good remedy for it that I want to make sure we can tell you about because you might be needing some help too if you ever find any blood in your mouth. So I'm Amanda, and I'm enamored with nature. And this is my little treasure, and he has actually. Do you want to show me your tooth that you lost? So he had lost these two teeth previously, and then this one over here he lost like 2 months ago, and then just yesterday he lost this one. And he had come in to see me after he kind of like wiggled it loose at night, and he had this blood, and he just looked scared. He's like, it's bleeding, and he really does not like blood. So maybe you don't either. So this should be a really good trick for you. We're going to be making what we call mouth rinse. And the one that we have here, if you guys want to take a screenshot, I'll try to make sure I show it to you one more time later. But as long as you have some salt and some warm water and a glass, you should be good. And also you just need some On Guard, which is so good for so many good immune boosting reasons. But when you're talking about making sure that it helps the blood and stuff like that that's in your mouth, it's a really great one. So, what's the first thing that we did after if you came in with a bloody tooth?
We put some. Take a cup down and we put salt inside.
Yeah. So we're doing about a half teaspoon of salt. If you don't have time to measure it because you're bleeding, then that's okay. But it should roughly cover like the bottom of your glass cup. And we like to pour some water in it. Yeah, Marcus likes to help. Okay, so this one, you're gonna swirl it until you see the salt dissolve. The salt is really good for helping kind of seal a wound. And when we put the other stuff in it as well, it makes sure that the pain doesn't continue. And also we want it to make sure that we have, I kind of lost my train of thought there. What do we have to have? We have no pain and and no extra blood. Yes, we want the blood to stop. And then how does it make your mouth feel when it's warm? Does it feel good versus having something cold?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it too. Okay, so we're gonna put 1 drop of the On Guard in here. Why don't you go ahead and do that?
One drop.
Okay, so
One drop of this.
he's going to put a drop of that in there, and I'm going to show you a little bit about some of these other oils that are some of your choices here. The ones, thank you. The if you have any kind of gum issues where sometimes you find things to be swollen, um, okay, we accidentally got 2 there. That's okay. All right. We might just add a little extra water to this because we're going to have multiple people swish around here. Remember, this is warm water, not hot. What happens if you get hot water with essential oils?
It's the burn up like your skin.
That's exactly right. Yeah. So essential oils are kind of delicate and sensitive, just like our skin. So the same things that if you wouldn't touch boiling water that was super, super hot, or you wouldn't drink tea that was like going to make your lip like burn, the same thing with essential oils. They lose some of their good powers if they have something that's too hot. So if it's too hot for you to touch, then it's too hot. We don't want to put essential oils in it yet. Okay, so you can see on the very top, there are some oils that are resting on there. So you'll want to make sure you let it kind of go into your mouth, not necessarily trying to touch your top lip. And then Marcus is going to swish, swish, and we'll have him spit for us into another cup instead of the sink since we're in the office. So he's going to swish, swish. And I'm going to tell you guys, so On Guard, one of the main ingredients is clove. So if you guys have clove, which is a little bit cheaper, it's only about 14, then that is another really good way. Anything that has to do with your mouth is going to be great. But On Guard does give the extra benefits as well. The myrrh is great for the, you did such a good job. Myrrh is great for all things that have to do with like the swollenness of the gums area, any kind of like sensitivity caused by like plaque buildup or whatever it may be. Those would be great. But I want to tell you another special thing about the copaiba and the helichrysum. And these are important for you to know because sometimes, I don't know if you do this too, do you ever like accidentally fall down and like bash your tooth in and it's kind of bleeding and you're not supposed to lose that tooth and you're worried that it's going to come out and you don't want it to? So the helichrysum is going to be what you want to reach for. I use this quite a bit. In fact, I have some really, really great stories specifically about this little fella when he was, I think you probably did it enough. You did fantastic. Thanks.
I do want to do more.
Okay, you're so noisy when you're swishing and spitting. Anyway, so helichrysum was great when this fellow was jumping on the bunk beds and he was laughing and giggling and he came down so hard on his tongue. I really thought that it was going to come apart and there was so much blood and I got super, super worried about it. And I was getting everybody into the van and everybody had to find their shoes and I had like a towel wrapped around him because he was dripping blood and it was so, so scary for me. But that was my first time that I ever had a bottle of helichrysum. Okay, all done. And he was very compliant at that time, and he let me put a drop of helichrysum on his tongue, and it actually stopped the bleeding. So I want you guys to have this around if you ever have any kind of bloody problems. Now, copaiba is also really great when you have anything else that's painful or whatever too. Okay, so hope that was helpful. This is the recipe one more time for the mouth rinse. And if you guys have these things at home, it'll be very easy for you to make sure you have a good clean finish to losing a tooth. And or if you kind of bash something in or have some other mouth wound, this is going to be great for you. Okay, guys, hope you stay courageous in using your oils and keep loving those oils and learning more. And we'll see you next Friday. Bye.